good. You should see it coming up in a second. What up, Facebook family? We got you from a different angle today.
Hello.
Because we're on a different camera today. We're going to make this thing work, and I am excited because we got more of the 10 Commandments of Marriage. Huh?
I was trying to get mine.
Oh, so they can see you.
Yeah.
You know how we do. No, she was just trying to say, she's moving the mic out the way.
I did something wrong?
No, you ain't do nothing wrong. You know how we do. You know how we do. We like, you know, this
up something.
the Ty and Cody on
I
Purpose
need to
show.
be seen.
Now she wants to be seen. The other time she's
Okay.
like, if I can hide behind
Yeah.
this.
Listen. Oh, that looks good.
Good job.
Yeah. So y'all know how we gonna do. Ty and Cody on Purpose, WBNDradio.com. We getting ready to go live in like a minute and a half, if even that. Alpha and Omega is playing.
I gotta share first. Hold on.
Yeah, you can't forget. Thank you.
I gotta share.
Share. Sharing is caring. Share with your friends. Share with your family. The Ty and Cody on Purpose show is about to go live.
Right about now.
For those who want to call in, 803-692-6370 is the number. Cody up. Cody is manning the Facebook Live and social media today. We looking forward to hearing from y'all. Cody up. Yes and no.
I don't know how to talk to you.
That's
but
another
yeah.
okay.
I thought about that. Well, I guess Cody has to tell me. Don't be able to tell
Okay.
you.
Because I've been meaning to ask. So.
Welcome to all our new listeners and all our new viewers. We about to have some fun on the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. Y'all know how we do. Each and every Monday, 8 to 9 p.m., Ty and Cody on Purpose. Marriage Unfiltered.
So if they want to hear the background music, they can download the app.
Exactly. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning.
Welcome back.
Oh, see, she beat me to it this time. Cody singing. Yeah. Ty and Cody on Purpose, live on the radio, on the studio, on Facebook Live, on all that good stuff. We are excited to be here. Today is Monday the 8th. I finally know a date. Y'all know I really never know what day it is. And part of the reason I know today's date is because we got a special date that's coming up tomorrow, but I'll share that later. I said I'll share that later.
Is it a surprise or something?
No.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure I ain't missed something. Because, I start saying
When
something.
I go over days of the week, then I'll go over what day it is and all that good stuff. But, I know what day it is finally. Because after that, y'all know I never know.
I thought tomorrow was Mother's Day. I was like, did I miss something?
Not yet.
'Cause I'll
Not
get in
yet. Not yet.
Mother's Day on a Tuesday.
Hey.
Oh, what day does it usually fall on?
Sunday.
It always falls on a Sunday?
Always falls
Yes.
on
Are
a
you
Sunday.
serious?
Father's Day always falls on a Sunday.
Don't nobody know about no Father's Day.
Yes, I do.
I net. Be quiet, Mr. Nintendo. See, I'm learning something. I know Thanksgiving always falls on a Thursday, but I never knew that those days were specific.
So the same way Thanksgiving always falls on a Thursday is the same way Mother's Day falls on a Sunday.
And Father's Day.
And Easter falls on a Sunday. But somebody brought to my attention, how is it Easter literally changed months from year to year?
Come on, Jesus.
It'd be
How'd
like
y'all pull that
April.
off?
Right. It'd be April. It'd be March. It'd be May. Like, well, can we
Something ain't right.
Yeah.
Y'all need to fix that, man. Y'all making us look bad. Listen. He rose 3 days later. Like, come on, I know how to count.
Exactly. It should be the same day.
Cody's
every
like,
year.
I am not giving y'all shenanigans. Because we ain't lying.
Stay away. Stay away.
Ty, I'm with you, man. Listen.
Good. I'm glad I got somebody with me today. Y'all know what we do. So last week, we actually were talking about the 10 Commandments of marriage. And this week, we're going again with the 10 Commandments of marriage, y'all. I think we got the 1 through 3 last week. And this week, I think we're going to go as far as we can get. So that's what we're talking about today. So the 10 Commandments of marriage, part 2. Part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2. What was that movie? It was one of them Liam Neeson movies. Or one of them... Didn't they have a movie? It wasn't Top Gun. Not Top
Rambo?
Gun. No, it was Airplane.
Oh.
Wasn't it Airplane? It wasn't like Airplane Part 2 or something like that way back when? I don't know. But it was a Part 2. So that's where I kind of got that from. But anyhow, so let's just go ahead and jump into today's topic so that way we can get started on our 10 Commandments of marriage and go from there. I will say, and I know this probably brings joy to Cody's heart, there's no marriage joke of the week today.
No, you can't do that.
I mean, he's happy with
Because you was on fire last
He's happy with you.
Right. See, I was on fire last week, and Cody's like, dude, we need to get through the commandments. You can skip the joke of the week this week. And I'm like, come on. See, some people like the joke of the
I'm
week.
making sure we have time for what's most important.
The joke of the week.
Joke. That's what gets, that breaks the ice. See, look, they're logging on about this time so they can hear the joke.
The marriage joke of the week. And believe it or not, people actually do. Because I was talking to my mother. My mother was like, did I miss the marriage joke of the week last week? And I was like,
See?
You did, but you can always go back and watch it. So go back and listen to it.
8:15, man. You see a spike.
Yeah, because people
Alrighty.
want to hear the marriage joke of the week. Like people like my bell. Ding. Y'all think I forgot about the bell. Aha. But anyway, so there's no marriage joke of the week this year. I mean, not this year.
Yes, you spoke it. You spoke it.
My bad. This week. But I'm coming back next week with the marriage joke of the week, y'all. But I had a question, though. So I've noticed, y'all don't know if y'all realize, we're going to start talking about our days and our hot topics, that it's prom season. So congratulations to all the seniors and the juniors and so forth that are out there going to prom. Have y'all seen the pictures and the memes with the dads with the shotgun behind his daughter waiting for the prom date? Y'all haven't seen that? It's on social media. I'm going to have to post it on social media so y'all can see it as well. What is is it seriously that serious? Because it wasn't like that for me when I went to prom. Like, my date...
That'd be me.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
My date did not have... Her dad
didn't care?
It wasn't they didn't care, but he wasn't like, oh, you better have my daughter back here. You better not try nothing.
That's old school time.
Yeah, but I mean, you know...
Oh, but you from north, though.
Yeah, I'm from north.
Or the south, they shotgun you down here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's real. It's like right behind the door, so when he closes it, you'll see it.
Gotcha.
And he ain't got to touch it. You be like, is that for me? Like, listen.
No questions
And
asked.
no questions asked. He look at his clock, and when he tap his little watch like this,
You already know.
you already know.
Now, see, I think I'm going to be a protective dad when it comes to our daughter, but I think it's just going to be my look. I'm not going to be...
Back it up. You skipped 3 siblings in front of her.
Yeah, but it's usually the daughter that you...
See, that's the problem.
Get him, Cody.
Oh,
Listen.
get him, Cody.
So-
Come on, whose side you
Well,
want?
because there's no standards, man. The boys, like, we got to teach them too now.
Right.
Yeah, we got to teach them, but
If
it's not
they
like...
the ones get shot.
But it's not like it's the girl... And there are some cases in which the girls are a little bit more forward and fast, but that's a rarity. It's more like the boys who are like, it's prom night. It's prom night. I'm trying to get me some,
Okay.
that type of thing. So you have to look at the boy and go, touch my daughter, and you die. It's not usually the girl going, wait
Well,
till
from
we
what
get...
we hear, times are changing and it's shifting.
They're a little faster than they got.
And there
That's
are
what
some
I hear.
fast. There are some fast tail girls. Don't get me wrong, but
Ty, can I look?
Okay.
I gotta be
School me,
intentional
school
tonight,
me,
man, because
entertainment.
I realize, and I keep saying this over and over, but nobody wants to hear me, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Okay.
It takes 2 to tango.
Yes.
And
it
at
does.
some point, we always get the blame, and then Cody mentioned it a few weeks back that, you know what, they have intentions too.
Okay.
It's just not so out forward until we make the progression. So they already have in their mind what's going to go down. It's a matter of how we approach the situation, whether it goes down or not.
Gotcha.
I'm done talking.
Gotcha.
And
No,
we're
you're
moving.
not.
Okay.
No, you're not.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm with you. So, but I mean, and as a male and as a father, it is my responsibility to educate and make sure that my boys have their head on right, so that way when they go out on the date, and then from their mother's aspect, from when so Cody used to say, this is how you treat a woman. You have a mother, you have sisters, so you treat a woman as that and the third. And from a husband, or a father, I should say, yeah, right. I should be able to reiterate and say, look. I understand this is cool, this, that, and the third. We always dap each other up, and you got a girlfriend, this, that, and the third. But at the same time, you got to be respectful. You got to do, the right things.
Is there a trust barrier? Can I trust you for 3 or 4 hours?
Right.
That's the trick question. Look, kid, look, daughter, look, son. We've done all our work we could possibly do. Now you want some rope? I'm gonna give you the rope. Can I trust you?
Yeah.
Don't hang yourself.
There it is.
Because you can't, like I was talking to one of my homeboys the other day, and his son was going to prom, and he was saying that his wife is one that she's hovering. She's like, oh, you need to be chaperoning him. He's like, he's about to turn 18. I don't need to chaperone this man.
No.
Like, at some point in time, we have to give him enough rope to be able to do his own thing, make his own decisions. We have to trust that what we've trained and taught him stuck in his head that he will do the right thing.
But is chaperone somewhat like training wheels when it comes to...
It is. What my parents did, I can't remember what dance it was. It wasn't a prom.
It wasn't on the gym floor with you, were they?
No, it wasn't prom, but it was like a homecoming or some type of dance. And she actually had a trusted older friend
spying on you.
Of our family. He wasn't spying. He was actually our chauffeur.
Okay.
But he, operated in that role just to make sure things were kosher without me feeling like, oh, my parents are having a chaperone.
So in other words, you had a ride there, and then he picked you up to make sure you get back on time. I mean, is that...
Him, myself, and my date. He chauffeured both of us.
Okay.
And that's sort of what my father did. My father drove limos, when I grew up, so I kind of had to hook up on a limo. And he had one of his friends, take us in a limo. However, after prom was over, he took us to the car, and I was able to go do whatever because there was an after prom party that we had at school. So I was able to get the car, take the car, go back to the after after prom party, and I don't think I came back home till sun was up. But it was because I never had those type of boundaries. It was always so long as you got in this house, when it was time for you to go to school or time for you to get ready to go, because I was a musician. I was a musician playing. I was a musician. So long as you make it to church and play or whatever, then no, not necessarily. I was playing. I was a musician in church. Yeah, it was just high school.
Oh.
I was a musician in church in high school. Yeah, and so it was like so long as I was able to get there and do what I needed to do, they never had any issues. So they never really set a curfew per se. Now they would say we may not want you to go in this place because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But we're giving you the rope to do it. Just don't let us down.
Well, this is my last thing, and I'm gonna leave y'all on for real. Is it okay to turn the lights on during the dance?
Turn off the lights.
Because that's the wackest thing ever. Like I remember having like my little dance in almost broad daylight. Like they literally had lights on, and I'm sitting here like, really? Have you ever had that?
Now usually it's the last, last call, not last call for alcohol, but last call. We cutting on the lights. It's time to let you know, right?
The indicator,
the when I got there, it was on, and they never cut off.
Oh,
wow!
So we all saw everybody, and it was like.
Was that like a private Catholic school?
No, it was the real deal. It was just like, ain't nobody doing nothing tonight, so have fun.
Really?
Okay, I thought I'd share it with you. I thought it was just me. Okay.
Janet has a comment. She says, we must give kids the opportunity to be responsible. However, they must accept the consequences of their actions, both good and bad. It's a tough night. She's gone through it several times. Thank you, Janet.
Yeah.
Janet, I love that comment, but the rough consequence of a baby means child support, milk, Similac, and diapers.
So, but again, hopefully we've trained them the consequences. I know Cody said her mama scared her, so she didn't have to worry about that when she was growing up. And
she's scared the daylight. So, but it worked.
she didn't have a baby until later on after she got married. So
she scared you.
Yeah, right. She scared her good.
Right. What did she say? So I can tell my daughter.
He said, "You can go ahead and try, but let me tell you, you don't want to be like me and get pregnant on your first time."
Oh my!
I was like, that is such a raw deal.
Oh
Like,
my, the first time. So she pulled that first time on you.
Time.
So you was like, the first time gonna be the right time.
Because I ain't trying to get caught up.
Jeez, that's precious.
Exactly.
It
worked.
It worked.
I'm doing that. Sweetheart, you hear this?
Every time I thought of it, I was like, ooh, I can't have no kids.
So let me just hold back.
I'm still feeling the pressure. I won't even there. I'm like, oh God, not right now. Like, can we talk about it later? Because I don't want to do that.
Gotcha. So days of the week, y'all. Days of the week. Actually, this is a pretty good one. So this week actually is Small Business Week. I'm sorry. Last week, this is the first week in May. My apologies. The first week in May is Small Business Week, and y'all know how Ty and Cody roll. We like to support small businesses,
Yes,
especially
we
small
do.
local businesses. But we order stuff from like my cousin got a small business where she does. The Style Boutique, where she does custom design,
Yes.
clothing.
I have to sport my cameo jacket.
Exactly.
Camo jacket.
We know coaches, we know counselors, we know bakers, we know photographers. Truth be told,
Stylists.
we know stylists, we know a little bit of everything. So we encourage everyone, not just on Small Business Week, but year round, to go out there and support a small business. We know somebody who owns a daggone paintball facility.
I love that.
Yeah, and I said I want to do it for my birthday, so I gotta get the fellas and everybody together. I don't know, because Cody's the sharpshooter, so that's why I said the fellas. Unless she's gonna be on my team, because Cody's the sharpshooter. Y'all may not know that Cody's the sharpshooter.
I love it.
Yeah, we gotta, but small businesses, go out there and support a small business any way you can. Keep the money in your community, people. Y'all know how that goes. Work that stuff out. Now, there's something that I've heard that switched up between last week and this week. I've heard some people say last week was Teachers Appreciation Week, and I've heard people say that this is actually Teachers Appreciation Week.
Okay.
And I have to mention that because I think teachers are so unappreciated.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
they're underpaid, underappreciated, undervalued. So I felt like I had to give the teachers
I think
their
it's this week.
props.
I was eating out this week, and I heard some teachers at a table talking about something, and it just sounded like
They were
doing
some
so I think
teachers
it may be this week.
appreciation. And I know usually Cody's kind of got me into this. For our kids, we usually try to do something for our kids' teachers. Give them something. But now that they have like multiple teachers, back in elementary school you used to have like one or two teachers.
Yeah.
Now you kind of have about like 6 teachers. They have like 6 teachers. You got a gym, you got science, you got ELA, you got math, you got so.
Dollar Tree. Is that bad?
Not necessarily.
Because there is $5 store that I
I'm
saw.
sorry.
Yeah, 5 and Below.
Yes.
Yeah, 5 and Below got some good stuff.
I
in it,
like
man.
that. I just found that this week.
Oh, 5 and Below got some good stuff in it. That's yeah.
Well, when Sid was in the first grade, I gave all her teachers gift cards,
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
and they were quite appreciative of them.
Like $20 gift card or something?
Yeah.
That's what's up, Cody.
Yeah.
Right.
You better do it.
Janet, you must be reading my notes because yes, it is also Nurses Week.
Oh, good
Janet,
deal.
I'm gonna say,
Woo-hoo.
Janet was reading my notes.
Nurse Wivette, where are you?
Yes, we got one of my very good female friends is a nurse, so we got to definitely
And
give her
Nurse
proper.
LaShawn.
Exactly, and one of Cody's very good female friends is a nurse. So definitely got to give a shout out to those who actually are in the field of service, whether it be teachers, nurses, and so on and so forth, y'all. Got to give a shout out to those people, as they don't get props that often, and they deal with a lot of stuff. I've seen nurses deal with some stuff, and I'm like, yo, I don't see how you deal with this on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And so I got to give props to nurses. But I was saying earlier, so tomorrow's a good day because tomorrow our son has his 17th birthday. Now,
Woohoo!
that makes me feel old as cheese.
Birthday, Cameron.
At 17, that makes me feel old as cheese. That he is turning 17.
Wow.
Like,
Come on.
wow.
You're old, man.
If I'm old, you old too. But wow. Older. So,
You know what?
wow. But 17, I'm like, yo.
Time flies.
Right.
Mine just celebrated his 17th on the 4th, so.
Wow.
And to watch him, and then he's in ROTC, so he wears like these camouflage outfits, and it just puts me in this mind of a military kid, and it's
Okay.
like, he's so big. Like, my son's bigger than me.
Mm.
He's stout.
Wow.
And then he be sizing me up. Like, dude, back up. Get my space.
Hey, try me if you want to.
And then there's this baritone. Hey, Dad, I'm like, dude, come on, seriously. And then I got this little squeaky voice. Anyway, you know what?
My thing is, try me if you want to.
Listen,
You
you
may be
already
getting
know.
bigger, but I still knock you down.
Fold you up.
I got to put you in your place. It's fortunate we don't have that problem.
Yes.
So,
Great kids.
great kids. We love our kids. 17 and all. Gotta love them.
That's awesome.
It is a little intimidating. I ain't gonna front.
What?
Because the way they size you up, man. Because, you know, let me just say this. My son is now lifting weights and training and all that. And I did all that.
Okay.
And at some point, I want to, like, retire and just... But then it's like, okay, I got to stay in shape. Because, like, he be grabbing on me and stuff. I'm like, are you testing me or what we doing here? So, look, I had a little flashback. And he grabbed me one time. I'm like... You know, it didn't hurt, but I was like, you let me go.
He don't want to. It hurt, but he don't want to admit it. He don't want to tell his son. Son, you got me there. You got me there. You got me there. He probably went into the bedroom, babe. We gotta get Josh.
And see, my joints don't work the way they used to. So if I turn the wrong way, I'll pull a muscle, cramp. Like, look,
That's too funny.
I'm just enjoying life, though. I'm telling you, good stuff.
2 more before we go. All right, so National Apple Pie Day is actually the 13th of this week. National
your
Apple Pie.
favorite
That's my favorite pie.
His favorite
So
dessert.
get you an apple pie on Saturday because I shows will.
And a window. Do they still put pies in the windows like they did back in the day?
That's the country thing. There you go again with that country stuff.
That's that homemade cooling that pie.
Hey, it is. But yeah, now you got bugs and stuff. I don't know.
You gotta remember, we're from the north.
Yeah, we're from the
of
north,
Midwest.
man.
Oh, see, I'm trying to turn y'all on to something.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Put an apple pie in the window.
Right.
Put the apple pie in my stomach. And then try to come out the oven. I want some ice cream and let's go. That's what I'm saying. Apple pie. Let's go. Apple Pie Day on 13th, Saturday. As well as National Miniature Golf Day. But last but not least, Sunday, y'all, we can't forget, and I actually made a post about this earlier this week, is Mother's Day.
I wish I had a clap button, because I'm telling you, I slept on Mother's. I got a clap time.
Yeah.
For real, dude. Like, for real. Like, it really hit me. That's why I made that post. It hit me like a ton of bricks. What women really do.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And for us to, like, really give them that day, like, I think, but I ain't gonna, do we ever talk
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think, men, seriously, like, listen up. Like, your girl, your wife, the baby mama, whatever you want to call her, give her a whole day off. Give her a pedicure, a manicure, a massage, hair, the whole shebang. Because I went back, and when I read your post, I played back the childbirth of all of our kids. Now, you see me tearing up here because I get emotional. And I'm saying to myself, oh my, and I remember what she went through. And it's like, geez, 9 months of one of them she threw up almost every day.
Oh.
That was miserable.
I'm sure it
And
is.
I'm sitting here like, geez, so I be talking junk, but now I have to take it back. Because when you think about it, it's like, you go through a lot.
Yeah, you do.
You know, and
Yeah.
biblically, you know, you're supposed to, but still.
They do go through a
Because
lot.
of you all,
Just
but
hey,
anyway.
because of
No,
that.
you
If it
so
wasn't,
shade.
if it wasn't because of us,
Ain't
where
nobody
did
forced me
you?
to apple. You offered it to me. I could have said no, but listen.
Exactly.
Her covering was not there to protect her, hence why she
Listen,
fell.
she should have got the fig leaf first, and then, you know, but that's enough. See, Leon, where's Leon?
He's on.
So for y'all who are not familiar, go out there and join the Ty and Cody on Purpose show via Instagram, via Facebook, via Twitter.
And like the page.
And like
man.
the
Don't just
page,
go
like
there.
the post. So I made a post earlier that said, how do you celebrate Mother's Day with your spouse or your wife? Spouse, obviously, meaning your wife. And so that's what Mr. Entertainment is actually referring to in his actual comment of that. Let me see if I can read it. Yeah, I can read it right quick.
There's an after party.
There's an after party.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So he says, Mr. Entertainment, who's sitting right in front of me, Moses Blue Studios. My wife, I'm reading this sideways because it's on my tablet. No, I don't want to do that. My wife is very special to me. I was there when our children were born. On her special day, she gets to relax and take it easy.
The whole day.
She will need her rest
Yes,
for
she
later that night. My man. Love you guys. Great show. Later that night.
So that's why I said she get the whole day. Like, that's her day. But after 8 o'clock,
That's his time.
That's still part of the day.
No.
Right.
So it's whatever she wants after 8 o'clock.
Right. And so it's our duty to please and make sure that you are satisfied and you are comfortable. And so we are to put you to bed.
Well, Ty, I'm going to go further than that. How do you think you became a mother? That's the anniversary of how you became a mother. So we celebrate that night up in here. Listen. You wouldn't have been a mother had it not been for what we're about to go through right now. That was my point. I just couldn't put that in the comments, but that's, anybody who knows, that's what that means. You wouldn't have been a mother had it not been for that night.
You could have put that in the comments. Go on back.
Exactly. Pretty much.
That is hilarious.
So fellas, wives, we want to know, how are you all celebrating Mother's Day? 803-692-6370 is the number. Again, 803-692-6370 is the number here in the studio. You can also hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are reading your comments live on air. The Ty and Cody on Purpose show. Now, I'll say, I think I do a pretty decent job, letting you know. Because my thing is, and I'm with you, Mr. Entertainment, mothers should not just be appreciated on Mother's Day, one day out the year. Honestly, they should be appreciated, 365.
Same for dads.
Well, 364 minus Father's Day, because that's our day. that's our, because you know how people get it only.
Okay, we'll talk about that around Father's Day.
Because you know where I was getting ready to go.
Yes.
You know I was getting ready to go, and Mr. Entertainment was gonna go with me.
You know it.
We won't have time for that.
We ain't got time for that today.
For this week. No.
Mother's Day. Sunday. Celebrate your mothers and your wives.
Ladies, take advantage of it. Whatever you can get, take it.
You said take advantage.
Yes.
No, you don't milk it.
Excuse me?
I think they should to a certain degree. It's a day they
Good
can milk
answer,
it.
babe. Good answer.
I think they should to a certain degree. I got them credits still sitting in my closet.
Okay. See, I don't want to ruin it. But it's like appreciation. Like, to me, it was sentimental. Now you're saying milk it, like, get everything you can.
No, I did not
Like
say
a new
no.
ring and all of
That
that.
was your words. Oh, but if you want to bring a new ring, hey.
Entertainment. You're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much, bro.
That's a great idea.
You're doing too much, bro. Let's not give any ideas.
This ring getting kind of
Let's
small.
not give any ideas. Let's not give any ideas.
Oh, my.
But Mother's Day, y'all. I got to give a shout out to mothers, because we love you all. Again, without you all, we wouldn't be here, and without us, you wouldn't be a mother.
Listen,
so
I love
there you
that.
go. If you have not downloaded the new WB&D radio app by now, y'all need to go ahead and do it. What are you waiting for? Hit it up on Google Play Store or the iTunes Store. WB&D Radio is the app you can actually download, so you can actually listen to us live on the air, 365 on WB&D Radio on the actual app, as well as there are a bunch of other shows, great inspirational music. But again, let your voice be heard is their actual motto. Download the WB&D Radio app today.
And make sure you message I got my app via Ty and Cody on Purpose show, and you'll win a free t-shirt.
Yes,
Nice.
exactly.
So I got my WB&D Radio app, Ty and Cody on Purpose show, and we will definitely get that t-shirt out to you with your information.
Hit us up, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and am I leaving one out? Periscope? I don't know. Hit us up. One of them. We all the time here. Yeah, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. YouTube, yeah, on YouTube. Don't forget about YouTube, Google Play. Man, we got so many daggone avenues for y'all to listen and share. You can't say you have not heard, and you can't share information from Ty and Cody on Purpose, because we are accessible to you. And speaking of which, if you also have not joined the Purposeful Marriage Life Coaching Text Club, go ahead and join the text club right now. 9 times out of 10, most of y'all got your phones in your hands right now anyway. Go ahead and click over to your texting app and type in what I'm getting ready to tell you. To the number 81680, text the letters
APLMC.
to the number 81680. I guarantee you will enjoy what's coming your way. It's very simple. It's free to join. All it is inspirational quotes, inspirational information, text reminders, and even some giveaways every now and then that we do as part of not only the Ty and Cody on Purpose show, but also a Purposeful Life marriage coaching. And so we just like to keep you encouraged, keep you empowered along your marriage journey, because I know even with Ty and Cody, sometimes we get down, sometimes we get in our modes, sometimes we get in our moments, and we sometimes lose our way, and just need a gentle reminder to say, you know what? I just need to pick me up as to what I may need to do to get back in good graces with Cody, or vice versa, or just to say, okay, that's a great reminder of things that we need to keep in the back of our mind as we go through our journey with our spouse. We get so bogged down with work, so bogged down with so many other things on a daily basis, kids, other extracurricular activities, that sometimes we just need a gentle reminder about what we need to do to keep our marriage thriving. Cody is smirking right now. And I hope that's because her marriage is thriving and she just loves the love that I give her.
Yes, I is.
She can't even say it with a straight face.
Oh, yeah, she does.
She can't even say it with a straight face.
She does.
I love you, babe. I had like two things going in my mind at the same time, and like both of them tried to come out at the same time, and it just didn't work. My bad.
Gotcha.
Love you though.
I love you too, sweetie. So, all that being said, y'all,
Oh, he's done too.
it's about that time. Let us take a quick 2.5 second break. We'll be right back at you. Don't go nowhere. Matter of fact, this is an opportunity to sign up for the text club and share the Facebook video and tell everybody to tune in to the Ty and Cody on Purpose show. We'll be right back at you. Yes, I know. So, I know that's not on mute. Can I steal this water? Because I need water. You need to drink water?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yo, so don't forget, while we're on break, I know it's a little bit different today. You all usually play the commercial. You always see the commercial. You usually hear the music and so forth. A little bit different today, but that's cool. Don't go anywhere. We're still right here with you. Share the video with your family. Share the video with your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tell your friends. Tell them to tell 10 more people to tune into the Ty and Cody on Purpose show, because we have a great topic. We're finishing up, or we're going to try to finish up our conversation from last week on the 10 Commandments of Marriage. I just needed to take a swig of water because I was tired of talking for a quick second. You sure you're on that number?
I'm good.
That's me.
You know what?
That's me.
Why you gotta tell my secrets?
Oh, I already know mine. That's why I had to take a sip.
That's me. I be sitting at work like, oh my! I'm glad they moved me. They moved my desk from one area to the other. Now I'm closer to the bathroom.
You run right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I must be getting old. Because before, I used to like go to bed and not wake. I wake up like 3-4 times in the middle of the night. Like, I'm like, this is bad.
I'm glad we got our new mattress, because our mattress, I know Cody be like, yo, why does this dude keep getting up in the middle of the night?
Wow.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, y'all, we getting ready to go back live in like 3 seconds. Share the video, because we getting ready to go in. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, and good morning, y'all. Welcome back. The Ty and Cody on Purpose show is live on your radio, WBNDradio.com. Got to give a shout out to our WBND Radio Nation, as well as our Tune In Radio Nation, our Facebook family, who's Cody's over here messaging, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff. If you have not liked us on social media, get out there and go take a look at us. We give great information. You can watch our previous shows. You can share it with your family, share it with your friends. We try to have a message for not only those who are married in relationships, but also for those who are single. We have some great shows coming up for the rest of the month of May, as well as June. We got a couple couples that are coming in the studio. We even have a couple that actually is in the middle of writing a book. I won't give away their story as of yet, but y'all be sure to tune in every Monday night, 8 to 9 p.m. here on WBND Radio, Facebook Live, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. 803-692-6370 is the number here live in the studio. We are talking about the 10 Commandments of Marriage.
Yes.
So last week we went over I won't say the top 3. We went over the first 3. We're discussing the 10 Commandments of Marriage, which were adapted from a Dr. James Kennedy, who unfortunately has passed. But he came up with, and I've actually seen several iterations of the 10 Commandments of Marriage. But I kind of like his, as his most sort of kind of relates to the biblical 10 Commandments.
Gotcha.
There were some other ones that were, also biblically related, but I kind of liked his, so that's where we're kind of going over his. So a quick recap of 1 through 3. Number 1, Thou shalt have no other human being before your husband or your wife. Don't put nobody else before you or before your spouse. Number 2, thou shalt put no thing before your husband or your wife. A lot of us get caught up in these cell phones, Instagram, Twitter, and everything.
About me, y'all.
Guilty. Everything else. And you put it before your spouse. Number 3, thou shalt not belittle, criticize, or find fault, but rather encourage your spouse in all your ways.
Talk about me, y'all.
Guilty. I'm sure stats would be like, yeah, so yeah. Again, I challenged you all last week as we were going off air to, say at least 2 to 3 things positive to your spouse daily, just to get in that habit, because we found ourselves so busy criticizing and belittling and, nitpicking about what you don't do and what you could have did and what you should have did. Let's focus, more of our attention on some of the positive things.
I did that. I mean, I tried it. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I did that.
And
now,
so
I slipped up a couple times. No, it worked good.
Okay.
But then I found myself wanting to be drawn back to the other one because I'm a jokester. I like picking on my wife.
And I'm pretty
But
sure.
is she okay with that? If she's
Absolutely.
cool with that, well, we really need to ask her.
I'm about to
that.
say, you need to ask her. Stats, you know the number, 803-692-6370. Your husband is putting you on the spot.
I compliment her I do all the right things, and then just that one time it's like, now let me ask you this: do one bad thing negate everything you did good?
No.
Depends on the severity of it.
It shouldn't.
Okay, let me get back with you on that. Cause like I said, I don't belittle her like that. I just find myself joking a lot, because I always have my little slap face jokes.
I was reading earlier today on Facebook, and someone said, in 50% of every joke, there's some truth. I said I was reading that on Facebook. Don't try to don't put it on joke. Don't try to get
Because then she'll
no.
go back and be like,
You see her say, I'm about to get myself in trouble. Because I joke a lot too.
He played too much.
because I be trying, because that is so true. Let me just be honest. I gotta be honest. There is some truth to that, because watch this, Cody, because we talk about this. There's some things that you want to say, but then either if somebody else say it in a different way, you receive it, or if I say it in another way and you still kind of get it, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we tend to be a little bit more liberal with others outside of our spouses.
But like I said, because sometimes we just can't be upfront. We want to be, but we're not there yet.
Exactly.
It's hard.
Yeah, and that's the topic that we got to talk
It is
about.
the same for women when it comes to our husbands. I think, yeah, no doubt.
You think so?
Yeah,
That's
without a
show.
doubt.
That's the topic for June. We're going to talk about that one, because that's a good one right there. Number 4 on the 10 Commandments of Marriage. Thou shalt remember his/her day and keep it special. We just got finished talking about Mother's Day. Can't forget about birthdays and Father's Days. These are special days. And outside of even those holidays, you have to remember date nights. You have to remember, because I encourage everyone to at least do a date night at least once a month. That's what Cody and I do. We strive for more than once a month, but we know at minimum we have to get it in at least once a month. And that is our day. That's the day that, if I plan it, that's the day I'm doing something for Cody and for Cody only. The kids have to either go somewhere, they have to be, stay home or whatever the case may be. But that's, our time to reconnect.
She gets it all.
She gets it all. And vice versa. When she plans something for me, it's Ty's time.
So good.
And because you have to remember to keep that alive in your relationships. So many people get caught up in everything else that you tend to put your spouse on the back burner. Or I was just talking to a pastor today who got so caught up in his world, and it wasn't even intentional. He accidentally planned something on his anniversary for church. And his wife had to say, yo, what are you doing? He was like, I just completely forgot. And fortunately, he was able to recover and reschedule. the activity, so that way, because again, that's his anniversary. If you keep it sacred, you keep it,
I don't think it negates
your day.
fact that he forgot, though. I mean, I understand.
I don't think he necessarily forgot, but it's just the fact of
being caught up.
Yeah, you get caught. Sometimes we get caught up, and we're human.
Yeah,
we get caught up in stuff that we just go, oh, I completely forgot that that was that day.
I see that.
And so you have to be intentional, or the phrase that I always use, be purposeful, so that way you try your best not to forget. Put it on your calendar. Put it,
we live by our calendar.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Put it on the calendar. Put it on the refrigerator. Put it on your mirror. Put it on something. But whatever it is, when you schedule that day, and I encourage you all to schedule that day, keep it special. Leave it alone. Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, anniversary, date nights. You have to do these things on a frequent basis, because if not, again, those special moments, kind of just fade, and they kind of go to the back burner. So again, number 4, thou shalt remember his/her day and keep it special.
I was going to ask earlier too. When you're planning for her, do you include her, or is it all of your planning? I meant to ask that earlier. I apologize.
No, you're good. If it's a surprise, then no, of course I don't include her. But if other than that, if I have to say, babe, let's, go to a concert, or is there a show or something like that you want to go to, or something she might have said, hey, I want to check out, then I'll go, okay, that show's still in town, or is that, concert still coming up, or is your calendar clear? I'll go look at her calendar, so that way she can be somewhat involved.
Yeah, I have to at least know how to dress for the occasion. If he can just give me, dress casual, semi-formal, whatever the case may be.
The only time I did not include her was for her surprise party, because it was a surprise. So thus, she didn't even have to worry about dress, because I dressed her. Okay. So I took care of that too. But other than that, I don't include her. I mean, I do include her. I'm sorry, I do include her. We talk about it.
So let me make sure I get this right. So she knows, and she's prepared for her special day.
Right. Pretty much.
Good stuff.
Yeah. And we try to make it mutual, where we both get a chance to enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the evening or day.
Great for couples. Couples, are you catching this? I hope so.
Exactly. Number 5, thou shalt give honor not only to your father and mother, but here we go, y'all. Drum roll. But to those who become your father-in-law and mother-in-law. Y'all know me. We had a show about this a little over a year ago. I love my in-laws. I call them my in-loves, as a matter of fact. And because my mother-in-law loves me, and she calls me her son-in-law. So I knew the hate was coming. But my mother and my father love Cody too, so I don't know what she's momming for. Matter of fact, she got a little secret crush on my father that I gotta, put really rings on. That's all right, because I can't say what I was gonna say, because my mama in love is listening, and she give it like, ew. Mama, you sexy though.
You know what?
Hey, at least I know where you get it from. At least I know where you get it from. Hey, I'm just exactly. But yeah, we have to respect our in-laws. Because so many people have issues with their in-laws. You have to, because where did your spouse come from, yo? You have to really think about that for a second. And so you may not necessarily like them, but you gotta respect the fact that, of who they are and the role they play in your spouse's life. Some people are very close to their mothers and very close to their fathers. So you gotta, you have to respect, of who they are.
But that's a two-way street, though, right?
Yeah.
So not only do we as spouses have to respect our in-laws, or in-laws as we like to call them, but the in-laws also have to respect the spouse,
exactly.
Or their children and their child's spouse.
Yeah. Or you be respectful enough to keep a distance. I respect you to keep distance.
As coaches, if a couple come and say, my in-laws are coming in between me and my husband, how would you coach them into finding that balance between, your marriage and when to migrate the in-laws into the relationship?
So I honestly don't necessarily encourage to migrate your in-laws in your relationship, because it's your relationship. It is your marriage. So you have to be able to set up boundaries here and there. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting wisdom from your in-laws or your in-laws. There's nothing wrong with, being, again, having that close-knit family tie to your in-laws or to your as your spouse, your mom, or your dad, and so forth. However, again, it's called setting boundaries because again, you leave and cleave. So you've left, and now you're cleaving to your own spouse, and you're starting your own family, and you have to start your own traditions and your own so forth in that end. And so, but there's nothing wrong with, again, being respectful enough to say, when mom and dad comes over, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And there has to be an understanding between you and your spouse. So that's communication between you and your spouse that you have to go, okay, they can come over, but they just can't be popping up all willy-nilly. They don't get a key. They can call and say, we're coming over. We'll be over in 10, 15 minutes for dinner. But they can't get a key because we can be in the middle of, either having an argument. We could be in the middle of, horizontal hokey pokey, and they done popped up in the house. And now you disrespected me in my house because, those type of things.
And I will say, if there's ever a challenge with your in-laws, it's appropriate for you as a spouse to discuss that with your spouse first.
Yes.
And then ask the spouse of those parents, did I say that right? To approach their parents about the situation.
We don't encourage
you directly. Should not.
So that's where the butt head comes in.
The tension, that's where the tension sort of comes in, where you're feeling like, you're going to your spouse's mother or your spouse's father and saying, yo, why are you X, Y, and Z?
It's really not your place.
Not your place, and sometimes it may not always come off correct, because you're not
may not
their
be
child.
well
Right,
received.
exactly. So, it's best that you have the conversation and say, you know what, babe, unfortunately, I felt like your mother's being disrespectful, or I felt like your father is, overstepping his bounds because he's always saying something to me, or your mom's always, this, that, and the third. This is how I feel. And my feelings are valid. Do you mind taking care of that?
And I notice a lot of not a lot, but most don't. For some reason, they put that pressure back on their spouse. And then that's where it all blows up. And then the other significant has to come back and defuse it when, like you said, it should have been done in the first place.
Right. And again, that's why you have that conversation, and it's really just the understanding of feelings and understanding of what's going on. Because as a child, you're thinking I'm my mama's daddy, this, that, and the third, and you're secondary, and that's why you kind of have to again set those boundaries and realize that once you've left mom and dad, and now you are over here with your new family, and you kind of have, it's not necessarily a new allegiance per se, but yeah, you do have a new allegiance to your spouse. And it's not that you're completely saying, forget mom and dad, put them in the gutter, but they have to kind of just take a back seat now.
You guys are awesome. Where your office located at, man? So we can come get some counseling with you guys.
Yes, our office is right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. However, for those who are not local, we do actually do coaching via Skype and over the phone as well. So 866-46, what is our daggone number? 866-4. Yeah, see, I don't even know my daggone number. I ain't fooling with you, Mr. Entertainment. Coach at aplmcoaching.com is the best way to contact me, Mr. Entertainment, as well as hit us up on aplmcoaching.com. We got a contact form right there. And for those who are in the Charlotte area, yes, we do have an office in East Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you, Mr. Entertainment, for putting me on the spot.
It was a shameless plug, man, because you guys are so good. Like, I'm like, dude.
But I had a brain fart. Now, I already have the daggone number for the studio sitting in front of me. I don't even remember my own daggone personal cell phone number. You got me trying to recite the daggone number for the business. But I appreciate it, though. It was a shameless plug, and I appreciate it. But yeah, so for those who are interested in the Purposeful Life marriage coaching services, we are available. Coach at aplmcoaching.com is our email address, or hit us up at aplmcoaching.com.
Yes, because you know what? A lot of people hear this show. Folks, I'm here to tell you hands-on, they are a for-profit organization. Trust me, the services are amazing. So don't think that this is just, which it is, a great radio show, but also, too, they do have a business and a service to offer, and it's phenomenal. So
yes, invest in your marriages, y'all. I really encourage for everyone to invest in your marriages. Cody and I, we invest in ours. We also see a counselor and a coach and so forth because we want to continue to grow our marriage and our relationship as well. Number 6. Thou shalt not destroy the spirit of your spouse.
I thought you were going to say, thou shalt not kill. I was like, oh, Lord. I had to hold my breath. I'm sorry. I really thought that was coming.
Husbands, do not destroy your bride's dreams and hopes for the future, which she now places in your hands. Most of man's earthly happiness depends upon his wife. Most assuredly, God will bless a man in this life, yet John Wesley discovered that regardless of a noble cause, a woman can make a man most miserable. Wife, covet that you will not be such a person. Both of you must honor and build up the personhood of each other. Why are you smirking?
Which ties back to number 3. Do not criticize.
Okay.
Or find
Build
fault.
each other up instead of tearing each other down, Mr. Entertainment.
I can't help it. I gotta say this too, because I love handles,
I do too.
and you know my wife, she's about to cut my hand off, because she's like, and she'll do like tread lightly on where you squeeze, and it's like, because it's all your fault. All the kids that I had for you added all of this. So you better be careful on where you... And I'm like, sweetheart, I love it all.
But
okay.
you're loving it, though. It's not like you're criticizing and you're going,
Correct.
you know, why don't you lose a couple pounds? Or, oh my God, you got these love handles, you know. But you're loving on the love handles.
I guess it's the way I go about doing it, because I like the little pinch. And it's like, look at that.
Because it's physical touch. It's the touch.
Pinch.
Yeah, it's a love tap, a love pinch.
No, but not there.
But it's because that we love and we accept you for who you are. We're not asking you to go lose no weight. We're not asking you to get no liposuction. We're not asking you to tuck or lift or anything else. We understand that as a mother and as a wife, you've gone through certain things to make your body the way it is. And we love and accept you for exactly who and what you are. So there's nothing wrong with being that way in front of us, because we love it, we enjoy it.
Oh, it's that. I don't like.
She be like, dude, if you could see the look, and it's like, I was like, oh Lord.
And I never understand that, honestly.
I don't either, bro.
Because I'm going, I can
asking
see.
the coaches, like, look, I need help.
I can see if I was criticizing and I'm going, and you walk past me and I go, ugh. I can see if something like that. But if you walk past me and I say, and you go, what? I'm going, that is amazing to me. And you're going, what? And I'm going, I love what you know, what you don't have on.
Personally, though, it's just not comfortable. It's just uncomfortable. Well, at least I have always seen myself, was always accustomed to seeing myself in a different body, and that has changed.
Right, and my wife's the same way. It's like, you don't see what I see, and I'm like, but can you see what I see?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want it to sound like I'm just saying it because I'm your husband. I'm saying it because it's what I see.
Right, and you would want us to continue to find you attractive.
And don't get me
because
wrong,
if we didn't,
we're appreciative of it. I think it's just we have to get comfortable in our own skin. That's the problem. Well, at least I'm speaking for me.
Okay. But I'm just saying, we should, and not just husbands, wives too. You should find your mate or your spouse attractive.
Yes.
Because people, you get comfortable, and you just after a while you kind of, it's the same thing I've been seeing for the past 20 years. Like, ugh. But if you've been Mr. Entertainment, you and Stats have been together for 19 years. Been married 17, right? 18 years. And to hear you sit here and say, you've had X, Y, and Z amount of children, and I still find this role, that role, and everything else in between attractive and sexy.
Yes.
That to me is a compliment.
It is.
Because he could say, you've had 5 children, and you ain't lost that weight yet. That was our oldest child is X, Y, and Z years old.
That. Yeah. So I am very appreciative that the both of you are not like that. We just have to get comfortable with it. That's all.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. If we just sit there and we can wind up with a pot belly, drinking too much beer or eating too much food or not working out, y'all be like, ugh, all that gut. You ain't going to do nothing with that gut. You can't even,
say that.
How we going to make love when you got that gut in the way?
I didn't say that, especially if I have one to match.
Hey, we're 2 gutted people. Gutting it up. Rubbing bellies.
You know what? Moving on.
Oh
Brother Bradley's number 7, y'all. Okay, number 7 even ties in. Thou shalt give your passions only to each other, not to another. See?
Passion.
Your passion, your love, your attention, your affection, those things in which
Your word,
your
deeds.
that only are deserving of your partner, your spouse, your wife, your husband. You don't go and give your passions, like Cody said, your words, your deeds, your anything like that to someone else, a coworker, a church mate, someone on the street you met at the club, or something like that. Only to your husband and to your wife do they deserve those
And that's
things.
because when you're sharing your passions, there's an intimate connection that's developing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to tread very lightly on who you're sharing those intimate moments with.
Mm-hmm.
And it should only be with your spouse.
Okay, so I guess for me, what is considered passion? Because I don't know if I said this on this show or not, but I like church hugs and that's my church hug. Give me a hug, girl. I love a hug, And I'm just asking the question. Sometimes it's like, do you left, right? Like what's appropriate for that hug, and what's the amount of time, and what's the energy being passed on?
It all depends, honestly. Of course, you got the church hug, and usually the church hug, when a person does the church hug, they usually got the butt sticking out, so that way, you're not giving that full, whatever. But then you have women who are a little top heavy, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you the bosom hug." It was funny because we used to have a guy at the church I used to attend when I first moved to the Charlotte area, and he was he was one of the old, he actually used to be a minister in the church, but a very old guy. He probably was in his 80s or 80s, I would say. And our current pastor would say, "Look, brother, you have to let them women go." Because when he would hug, and he would hug, and he would hug, and the pastor would literally call him out, "Let her go now, let her go. You're taking it a little too far." But it's the difference between, because sometimes there's an affectionate hug in which you have to give. Not you have to. You're giving someone a hug to say, I'm comforting you.
Yeah.
And it's the difference between I'm comforting you and I'm being fresh. I'm trying to cop me a feel. I'm trying to rub up against you a little bit to get a spark to let you know that I see you and you see me. In comparison to, okay, I'm giving you a compassion hug because I understand you may be going through something, sister. Or you may be going through something, brother. Let me pray for you, this type of thing. But then, like you said, you have to pull away. You have to be respectful of your spouse. And maybe they even have a spouse. Yeah. You have to be respectful enough to pull away, and understand that if my spouse would not do, if I don't want my spouse doing this, I shouldn't be doing it either. If I don't want my wife hugging someone this tight, this close, this long, I shouldn't be hugging up on someone this tight, this close, this long either. But your passions could be anything, though.
And I think it's needed. Like, don't get me wrong. I wanted to bring it up because in ministry, this is what we do, right? But, when it really comes to certain standards, one thing that was brought to my attention that never crossed my mind until it was brought up is that we realize, or maybe it's a statistic, that 70% of women go to church, right? And I didn't realize this till it was brought up that a lot of times when a person is lonely or in need, sometimes that's all they get, and that may be the first and the only place they get it from. So when you're doing it, folks, what I want to do is bring attention to that we can love on folks, but there's a certain thing that we have to identify from a discernment standpoint that this woman does not have a man. This man does not have a woman. So we have to be mindful of how we present ourselves, especially in ministry, because it can come across as, she's married or he's married, but he loves me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's not that kind of... I didn't mean to go there, but I had to because it's educational at the same time, and somehow it just hit me to a point where, I thought it needed to be said. But
because there are people out there who are like that. Yeah. There are people who are like that who sometimes want to test the waters. They want to test to see if I can get away with hugging or getting fresh with deacon so-and-so or brother so-and-so or sister so-and-so, even though she may be married, because I'm testing to see. That was that question I posted a couple weeks ago. So how you and your wife doing? How you and your wife
Love
doing?
it.
How you and your wife doing? Why every week you ask me about me and Huawei? Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the concern, but what are your true motives? What are your true intentions that you are seriously asking every week? You know, are you happy? Why are you worried? Yeah, I'm happy. I sure am. What you worried about it for?
And as coaches, I think that's a good way to stretch your assignments, to really be intentional in the ministry, looking at certain ways of kind of, you know, taking care of individuals, pulling them to the side and seeing where their mind frames are and kind of getting them guided in the right direction.
Exactly.
I still see that. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, number 7, thou shalt give your passions only to each other, not another. You know, because it's easy. You get caught up in, you know, conversations, friendly conversations and things like that. And little do you know, next thing you know, you've developed feelings or you develop, you know, this, that, and the third for someone else that may not be your spouse. So again, you know, like I said, it can be word, thought, or deed that you're giving your passions to someone else. Be very mindful, as Mr. Entertainment says, and be purposeful in your intentions on what you're doing when you're having, you know, communications with other people. As your spouse deserves that and no one else. Again, y'all, we are hitting up the 10 Commandments of Marriage. This is part 2. So we have 3 more to go, which we'll hit up next week. We'll actually have a great guest calling us in next week to talk through the last 8, 9, and 10 that we will hit up next week, y'all. Don't forget the Ty and Cody on Purpose show is on WBNDradio.com. You can listen to all our previous shows. You can actually go on YouTube to the Ty and Cody on Purpose show and actually see our videos from here live in the studio on Facebook and so forth each and every Monday. Again, download the WBND radio app if you have not also joined the text club. Join the text club as that's out there for you. The number for that is 81680 and text the letters APLMC again to the number 81680. We love to keep in contact with you all. We love to encourage and empower you all each and every day. That's what we are here for as marriage coaches. Again, you can also hit us up on aplmcoaching.com if you are looking or desire coaching. Again, coaching does not necessarily mean that your relationship or your marriage is in trouble. Again, let's change our mindsets when it comes to that, people. You don't have to go to a counselor or a coach when your marriage is in trouble. Let's hit it off before it gets there. Let's do some preventative maintenance, y'all.
That's right.
Hit up a coach, you know, to find out how can you take your marriage to the next level. Yes, you can do it when your marriage is in trouble, but let's do it before that. You know, let's start that now. Let's hit that up now. Let's invest in our marriage the same way we invest in McDonald's and Nike and TV shows and everything else that really don't play any long-term benefit to our lives. Let's invest in our marriage the exact same way, y'all.
Love it.
Let's do that. Again, the website is aplmcoaching.com. You can catch us here each and every Monday. We will see you all. Ty and Cody on Purpose. Live purposefully.
Love purposefully.
Peace, y'all.
We're out.
Deuces.
Yes. We appreciate you all for tuning in with us. We love our Facebook family. We love our Instagram, Twitter family as well as our WBND Nation and Tune In Nation for tuning in with us each and every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. Our new followers, our new visitors, y'all are our family. We love you. Don't forget, you can share this video. You can also go back and rewatch it elsewhere on YouTube, as well as on Google Play and iTunes. You can listen to it and so forth, y'all. We will see you all next week when we finish up part 3 of Mr. Entertainment done dropped the camera. Oh, man. No. We will see you all next week, y'all. We love y'all. We thank Mr. Entertainment for being part of our show and our family as well. See y'all next week. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye.